Welcome back to YachtLens and welcome to the Seattle Boat Show. We are fortunate today to be getting aboard what is the world premiere of the Northwest 55, a stunning passage maker. Fortunate also to have Martin Snyder from Seattle Yacht, and he is going to take us through this very impressive vessel.
Well, if any of you know me, this will be another unprofessional video, so blame the videographer for what's going to happen today. So as mentioned, this is the debut of our Northwest 55. We built this in a 52, 55, and 58 in this series. And the changes from 52, 55, and 58 are from the galley aft. So the flybridge gets longer, everything from the galley forward. The galley, the pilot house, the staterooms, they're all the same. This design is a Steve Seaton design. It's an asymmetrical, which most people know about, means you push out one side full width. There is a tow rail to walk around on. And then you have a wide recessed side in this case, which is the starboard side, which seems to be the predominant side that most people would dock their boat. What's nice about this vessel, on deck, it's 2 feet wide. You have very easy egress throughout this boat. There's no steps in this boat higher than 7 inches. So if you have knee issues and it's hard to get around, this boat will be very easy to get up and around on. As mentioned, having the asymmetrical design, you have this wide walkway. Even with your starboard aft helm station, this is great. You have engine control, you have your bow and stern thruster controls. Look how easy it is to motor around by the helm station. What's nice about this is you can sightline down the side of the boat. So if you have your cruising partner with you, he or she has their headset on, they can be up in the bow handling the line. You could be handling the stern line. Great communications. This boat has many great features, one of which is you see how high the recessed decks are on my way. So this is very safe, easy boat to get around on, and you have a handrail you can grab on as well. Another great feature on this side, these are your air plenums, and the plenums are where your vessel draws in the air. So you have the 4 air plenums here. So your twin John Deere diesel engines, they're 6068 330 horse diesels. They're taking the air from here, so you're not having this salt water splash against the side of the hull, so you get considerably less salt into the engine room. Even with the filters that you put on boats these days, this really reduces the amount of salt that goes in. It's a great feature, something that most people wouldn't think about. This is great. So we have the transom door, port and starboard. We also have a port side boarding gate. And then we have a nice gate here, which is great about this. You can get on and off the boat easily. This door will show you from the inside, opens to the salon. So your galley is on the opposite side. So you can just bring your stores right onto the boat.
That's fantastic.
Another really great feature. And as you walk along, you'll see that everything's recessed. So there's nothing to hit your shins on, which makes your day much better. Again,
but the side decks are just
really wide.
Yeah, really.
They could earnestly probably be 6 inches narrower if somebody wanted. We could make the salon wider. They were so inclined. And you'll see throughout the boat, there's lots of storage. All the storage has rubber seals, so you get a good, nice, tight fit. Port and starboard pilot house doors, which we'll look at when we're inside. Again, nice, wide walkway. You notice the rails are still really high. So you're out here in the Portuguese bridge. And if you're not familiar with the Portuguese bridge, the concept is from Portuguese fishermen, right? So you have this bridge, and you'll see when we step out forward here, there's large scuppers. So let's say a wave breaks over the bow of the boat if you're in rough seas. It hits this bridge. That's where the impact is. Then the water shoots to both sides, and you have these large scuppers, which evacuates the water. So if any of you have ever been cruising, you don't have this design. The water runs all the way down the side of your boat and out the back of the boat. Well, this eliminates that. The massive amount of water, if you're really in rough weather, eliminates that. And then the windshield in the pilot house, you'll see it's inverted. So what it means is the windshield leans forward. So you think about waves that are coming from the top and down. If you have a standard windshield, think about your car and the impact. So it comes down, impacts into you. In this case, this water hits here. No water can impact onto your windshield. So this is really a safe way if you're going to do offshore cruising to cruise, and that's where this whole Portuguese fisherman design concept came from. And you'll see it in long-range cruising vessels and world-class cruising vessels.
You absolutely do.
So settees, you have a settee in front of the pilot house with storage. You have a settee here out in the foredeck in front of the Portuguese bridge with storage. And again, large cleats, Maxwell windlass, 400 feet of chain. Excellent, excellent access. It drops straight down in. It's a large chain locker. You can get to it from either side. If these are ever too tight, you just loosen these nuts, adjust the arm. Well, this is, again, a really nice, safe space. You can bring your autopilot remote control out here, set on the foredeck while you're cruising. And again, if you have children, small pets, they can be out here and be very, very safe, have this door closed, and you create a nice safe haven for them. Get around. So with that, shore power, 50 amp and 30 amp here. You have access to the Flybridge from inside the pilot house and here on the aft deck. So here on the after deck, dual transom doors to get in. There's a hot cold shower, really long swim platform. Those stainless steel rails you see in the back, we call them staples. So that's really nice. Makes the boat very safe. The other thing, when you're going around, you've got this handrail all the way around the back of this settee. You have vertical rails on either side. So getting about this boat is really safe.
Yeah.
A lot of thought was put in to make it a safe vessel. Really nice size settee. So go dining out here. Barbecue, beverage center. Window opens up. So this whole section opens up. So you can really open up the salon to the after deck. Beyond that, stainless steel door, normal safety features. Plus you're tied up on the port side, which probably won't be as much as you are on the starboard because of the asymmetrical design. You've got a boarding gate here, so it's really great.
But everything's just been so well thought through. I mean,
you know, it's been a lot between Peter Whiting, Steve Seaton, and the group of people that were involved, really trying to think of all the things people would want. You know, from a build standpoint, really rigid grid design in the hull layup, bow and stern thrusters, stabilizers, Garmin navigation, all the things you'd want to go cruising. Power rotation davit. There's a 12-foot tender that comes with the boat as well. It's a complete package when we sell you the boat, so you don't have to buy it a la carte, right? So generator, inverter, charger system, reverse air heat, and or diesel heat, depending where you're going to be, comes standard on the boat. But let's step on inside. Might seem a little dark after being out in that sunshine, so I don't know what you can see at the moment. There are some really nice comfort features in here, and you'll have to trust me. I'm standing on a floor that is currently 99 degrees. So the galley and the head floors are all heated. Sun Touches the brand, really nice. So you've been out and about in it's cold day like it is here, 30-some degrees. You come in here, stand on this floor, it's fantastic.
Absolutely.
So the galley is a nice workstation. Good countertop space, convection microwave. Actually, it's a speed oven, full-size oven below, ceramic cooktop, double sinks. This is a Caesar stone. So as you stepped in, you have a settee on your port side, high-low table, end tables. We have USB plugs, standard duplexes, flat panel TV, high-low. Starlink will be included with the boat. Sound bar. There's this beautiful custom chair that hasn't arrived yet that comes with the vessel as well. We do a basic interior package with all the boats. So the upholstery, the bedding, serviceware for four. That means all the saucers and plates and flatware and coffee maker, etc. all will come with the boat. So when we give you the boat, as I said, it will be a turnkey boat. These boats are built for us through Hampton Yachts that builds our Hampton Endurance line, Jeff Chen. So the fit and finish, if you've ever been on an Endurance, you'll see that this looks just like it we chose the same type of design inside. Now, from outside, we were talking about how this opens up. So now that boarding gate, so now you have that open, this open. You can bring your drawers right inside to the galley. Cherry holly flooring throughout the boat, pantry, trash compactor, all the normal things you expect to have in a working boat. And then here, where you go up to the Flybridge, we actually made this custom handrail here, so you have an additional rail that gives you a little more safety with your legs when you're going up to the Flybridge. So welcome to the pilot house. Beautiful doors, little extra light in here. Centered helm, room for a second pomponette chair. There are two up above. With this owner, one chair was desirable. He runs the boat by himself. But you have a nice centered helm, great visibility over the bow. And you can see with these inverted windshield, if it was the other way, the windshield would be back here.
Sure.
So look how much more airspace it creates in here. And then we do the mullions, all this black. We do it in the satin finish. So the sunlight isn't glaring in on you. When you have a reverse standard windshield, if you will, the light would be coming in here. So it really cuts the light down, the glare on the equipment. As said, all the equipment in here is standard Garmin 8000 series. So you have AIS, satellite, compass, GPS, So the radar, chart plotter, Westmar stern thrusters. Probably don't want me running those at the show, but they work. So, and these are new monitors for the John Deere engines. I'd turn those on, but that would really get somebody excited. But they have full monitoring of your engines, the load you're putting on them, etc. You can run your Maxwell windlass from here and also up on the Flybridge. So it gives you a really good command center. Everything you sit in the chair is easily within reach. And of course you have remote controls so you can sit here and run all the equipment with the remote control as well.
Just great vision, just so well laid out.
And there's storage built in underneath, every little cubbies, every place we could get storage built in, even behind you with the bookshelf, put that in. So if you're carrying, other than rules of the navigation, which you legally have to have on your boat, but all your other cruising books and books you may read, all this great storage that's back in here.
Just really comfortable feel too.
It is, and it's just nice touches throughout the boat. Again, you'll see easy to get around on the boat, move about, sharing holly floor throughout the whole vessel. So used to saying teak with my 20 years with Grand Banks. So this is all Macquarie cherry. It is. It really is. And the gloss is so easy to repair. Simple little things, and it doesn't seem like much, but we have the invisible sand all around the edges. So when you're going down where it's a gloss finish, you won't slip if you're wearing socks like we are today. Another convenient item are our AC/DC panels and also generator shore power selector switches, right? So you have your Northern Lights generator control here. So you can select your 4 aft shore power. It's Cable Master, Glendinning Cable Master aft. So you have this for selecting power. You have your 24-volt and 12-volt power here. And so you have a converter. It's a 24-volt system. And you have a converter that converts from 24 to 12 for items that run off of that. We always put in spare breakers. So when you're adding equipment, you're not going to be frustrated and go, why'd they use every breaker panel? Because then you're starting to look, where else could I put?
That's outstanding.
So, and then this boat's equipped with both a holding tank for your toilet water. Then it also has a gray water tank. So if you find yourself in a place where they don't allow soapy water to go over, then you can hold the water. But you also, like in the sinks and that, you can actually have a valve you can turn so the soapy water can go overboard or go into the tank. So again, you notice how nice the egress is with the stairs. You don't feel like you're taking super deep steps. So here we are in the foyer. Again, it's a 55-foot trawler, so it's probably not the longest foyer you've ever been in. But there are some, again, great features. Raised panel doors, which are nice. Separate washer and dryer, and you see how open this up. So if we had to pull these out, we undo the screws, these will pull straight out. We can carry them out of the boat if they ever have to be replaced. We built the cabinets so these could be removable. We didn't build the cabinets around them.
Yeah.
And of course, then you have the doors that close off as well. Raised panel that match the rest. Here midships, you have a guest cabin that has stack bunks, hanging locker, drawer space. Of course, they all have TV, stereo, etc., things of that nature.
And really quite roomy, actually.
It is. And what truthfully happens in most 3-stateroom boats like this, that's storage.
Yeah.
Usually most people go, okay, I want the VIP suite, which is a great space. The headroom in here is incredible. For folks that like to read, whether it's book, nooks, whatever they read on these days, you can sit up in bed and nice reading lights on both sides. The headboard area where you see the mirror, that is a backup to get into your chain locker. So you have great access from above, but if you were really doing service, want to get to the base of your windlass, you open this up and there's actually another panel that slides in. So when your chain's coming in, it doesn't hit the back of that cherry wood door. So another great feature. And then of course, opening port lights with screens, important. And in here, this is great storage. You have about 6 inches. It doesn't look that deep. So you have nice storage up in here, and then you have a cabinet on both sides. Skylight with ocean air screen. So it has a screen and it has a blackout curtain. So you can shut all the light out. Same thing, these have curtains in them so they'll drop down as well. Stereo system, television on the aft bulkhead wall, hanging lockers on both sides.
But the head, it's got to be 9 feet. I mean,
it's over 7 feet for sure.
Well,
I mean, we're
like...
standing on the first landing.
Yeah.
You notice you can make the bed too, right? There's no cabinets around the bed. So it's one of the complaints most people have is you can't.
Yeah.
You get up here and it stops. So it's easy getting in and out of the bed. You also have great access into the forward head. Again, if you step on that, that should be a heated floor you're stepping into as well if we have it turned on. I'm pretty sure we do.
You absolutely do.
But this is a great head. I mean, look at the space in here. This is actually great storage. 2 shelves, opening port light.
Oh, that's really cool. I love that.
It's nice. Again, the heated floor, drawer storage, lots of floor space, and really a nice size shower. You've got a shower tower on the side here. You can dial in how warm you want the water to be, right? So you can just turn it on and it's already preset. Shelves here for towels and soap, etc. Again, opening port light. All of the heads, of course, would have a ventilation system in them, and stainless steel and glass doors. So really nice setup. So if any of your guests don't want to sleep in here, I guess they get a Tom Bodette in Motel 6.
Well said.
Step back in here to the owner's suite, and you have an athwart-ship queen-size bed. And the athwart-ship, just like our fuel tanks run across the boat. A athwart-ship queen-size bed. It's nice. You got these great port lights above you, and then the one that opens, so you can get nice ventilation in here. You have the same thing in the head as well, but nice open space, a good combination of light soft touch panels and the raised paneling. So, and then you have an in-suite head. Again, another really nice big shower. So when you look at this space, you have this little section right here that's not in your way for showering, that comes where the stairs go up into the pilot house. Look at the amount of space you have in here. Again, headroom, shoulder room, well done. The same, this is Caesar stone flooring. Countertops and floors all match. Again, heated floors in here as well. Nice storage. Again, you have the same port lights behind the mirror. You have storage, and you can open this up again for good ventilation. Very nice fixtures. These are Growy fixtures. And then, of course, the floor, which we seem to have them all on 99. It sure feels good today. We use Tecma toilets, 150-gallon holding tank, so you have good holding capacity. This 55-foot boat, and you can look at some of the boats at the show, and they have 550 to 800 gallons of fuel. Well, this is a coastal cruising boat. So if you want to go to Alaska, go down to Mexico, it holds 1,200 gallons of fuel. We can even increase it to 1,500 if somebody says, I'm going to go more than 2,000, 2,500 miles. I mean, this boat has great range at 8 knots. And that really is 10 knots and below is cruising speed, 12 knots is top speed.
Sure.
So it's not meant to be a fast boat.
What are we looking at range? For range?
That's a great question. Without totally winging it, at 8 knots, you're going to have well over 1,200 miles. So I can't give you that exact one, but we'll be publishing all that. We're going to go back out after the boat show, because we just had the boat before that, and run all the different tests with the boat fully loaded with fuel, water, gear, 8 people on board, that type of test, and then we'll have accurate numbers.
Well, we'll keep that updated in the description below.
All right, let's go up to Flybridge. All right, everybody, welcome to the Flybridge of the Northwest 55. Again, a great space. I look at boats like you're going to a play. You know, they have Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, Act 4. And if you look at this vessel, this is one of the acts. So you have the space to hang up here on the Flybridge. You saw the foredeck. You saw the aft deck, the main salon. This is really great living space. You have a raised settee back here. This is nice. So when you're cruising with everybody, you can look forward and see out. You can spot for logs if that's what you're doing. Or this is just a really great place to dine.
Yeah, it is.
Your visibility, I mean, you look out there at Puget Sound today. In this case, Elliott Bay, if you will. It's fantastic. Again, safety rail all the way around. So you're up here, you have a rail to grab onto. Just a lot of thought. A lot of boats and boat builders, I should say, would not have put this railing in. Seems like small details, but that's what makes the difference in having a safe boat.
Absolutely.
So when you're getting up around the boat, and when we go down to the lower part of the bridge deck, you'll see. But here, again, nice helm station, pomponette chairs. That's our standard chairs we use for all of our boats. So dual 500 series here. Again, the same equipment, a single Garmin screen, the radar, autopilot, bow and stern thruster control, stabilizer control, your spotlight control, repeat of everything up here. As one screen is standard. If you want to add a second screen, it adds about $7,500, right, for the second 8600 screen. And they just plug in, so they're very easy to add. But that was the package that we put standard with this particular vessel. Hardtop is really nice. One of the things that Jeff Chen, that builds the boat for us, does is it's a non-skid, just like what you're stepping on the deck. And it's satin, so there's no gloss. I mean, the sun's out, and look, there's no glare coming off of this.
Yeah.
You can see around the perimeter, this is shiny, but the bulk of all this, there's no glare. So when you're up here running the boat, you're not getting a tremendous amount of glare, because it's obviously the gel coat's polished out over in front here, and that doesn't reflect back up. Again, you can see it here. but nothing in here. Again, little details that are really nice features of a boat. So storage for this ladder. The ladder hooks on, and that's for getting up on the hardtop. And if you were in rough seas for any reason, you have this rail you can grab onto. So storage underneath. So this is kind of like a carriage seat, right? It comes back over a little bit. So we created all that deck space, and you have an incredible amount of deck space here for a 55-foot boat. So great storage underneath here. You probably noticed that you have the blue LED deck lights all throughout the main deck and the upper deck here. If you're a kayaker or paddleboarder, on both sides, you have great storage space. Inside, they don't have to hang out. I mean, look at the space you have in here for paddleboards, kayaks. Another great safety features, you have the handrail, of course, but your secondary rail is not a cable. This is all welded, so all the way up, all the way around. And again, if you do have kayaks, paddleboards, you have something to fix your bracketing to. Goes all the way around the back. We haven't finalized this yet. That is a power rotation ES 1100 steelhead. So it's nice with the remote control. And the dinghy will sit across. We have a 12-foot apex going here. When the apex is on, you unscrew those two pieces, that comes out, and the bow of the boat fits right in there. The engine will be over on this side. The other smart thing about this is you see the davits aft. A lot of manufacturers put their davits up here, and the reason they put them up here is they use the deck house, the aft end of your salon. They run the pipe post, the support post for that goes down, and that's where the anchor is down below. So what we do is, with ours, of course, we build the structure in, but that goes all the way down to the hull. So when you look at our aft deck settee, you'll see these two big chrome posts, and inside that one post is the support post that goes down. And so that is actually fastened down the base of the hull. So what that allows you to do is, yes, you can launch the boat off the port side, but you can launch the boat off the transom. So when you go into a marina, you can launch your tender after you've arrived in your slip, and just a lot less hassle than taking it off, towing it in. So really a great feature. You can also see it now how nice those staples are when you're getting on and off the boat from here, the protection that you have. I'm so sorry. Normally, when you have this thing at rest, the davit would be across here. It would be your safety. You wouldn't be relying on these. The dinghy would be up here, but this would usually be swung across on this end. Sure. We have it tied over here because we brought it down from Anacortes for the show. You want to take a look at the engine room?
Let's do that.
Let's go there next. All right, everybody, we're in the Lazarette. And there is some boat show equipment in here, so
we're used to that.
Cleaners, the vacuum, so please excuse those. But what really nice finished space, and what you have in here is you have air conditioning units, and they're a reverse cycle system. The next boat will be a chilled water system, so you'll have one unit in here, not five. These are what you call split gas, so you have a compressor for each area. Then you have your Glendinning cable master, that's what the white bucket is. And then for our shore power system on the boat, we have dual 50-amp shore power systems. You have the A and G boost transformer, so it's a 12.5 kW. And what a transformer does, when shore power is coming in from the dock, if you have 50 amps of power coming in, it might take 5 amps of that power. So you might only have 45, but you're going to have 45 at 208 volts or more. So it really saves all your electrical components in your boat. So having said that, your second cable master system, we use Victron Energy. That's a battery charger. And then we have an inverter charger around the corner. And you can't see it because they're all buried, but you have our house battery banks in here as well. So nice space. Just a fun little thing is where this handrail is actually the drain for the hatch. So you can see it goes over and drains overboard. Just another great little feature here.
Brilliant.
You know, instead of having cables or hoses laying down here, we thought, well, we'll make a handrail out of it.
Sure.
So
everything labeled, all the wiring.
And then from here, we can step into the engine room. Once you step in, come down one step, you're in a stand-up engine room.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
So we're actually standing in the keel. So when they designed this boat, they designed the keel so narrow in the front, widens in the center, and long, and then it narrows back towards the propellers. So we're standing down in the keel, which gives you enormous headroom in the space where you're looking aft. You have your Northern Lights generator, 16 kW generator. You have your main battery switches and your halon fire system. You have 4 evacuation fans that 2 bring air in, 2 that take air out. You have 2 on the aft bulkhead, 2 up forward. As far as the power for the boat goes, we mentioned earlier, these are John Deere 6068 330 horsepower engines. Really nice power, long hour, long life. You know, these are the engines that if you really want to go cruising, this is great power plant. It doesn't matter if it's 6068 or the new 8, you know, they have a new 18 liter, the 13.5 liter at 750, 800 horsepower. They have some really good engine packages for any kind of boat, but especially in the trawler market. Oil change system, I could keep going down on and on, but you can see how nicely finished. We mentioned earlier that you could come down from the salon. Here's the ladder, this hatch opens up. And then this whole section here, it's a jigsaw puzzle. You just start taking the pieces out. You can bring an arm in, pick an engine, take the engine out, get it out of the boat if you ever had to rebuild one. Usually with this type of setup, you can see you have a lot of room below the engines. They can drop the oil pan, they take the components off. These can be in-frame rebuilt if necessary. I'm not sure on these engines, but I think they're single sleeves, so you can actually replace a sleeve in these engines. Control panels for each engine, so you can do stop and start here. I mentioned before that your fuel tanks go across the front. So you have two 600-gallon fuel tanks. This, where I have my hand right now, is a crossover. So with the crossover open, you can just fill the boat from one fuel fill, because unless you're doing high volume fill, this crossover is larger than the nozzle that you put into your boat. So this will fill within like 20 gallons of both tanks using one fill. Really a cool feature.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And this engine room is on a 55-foot boat. I mean, you want for nothing as far as you can get to everything.
You can. And part of it was they figured out how, again, making the keel wider.
Yeah.
So you could step down into here and have this headroom. And this is great for a service tech. You're standing right here, working on the components, and you still have plenty of headroom above it if you ever had to pull a head off, you know, alternator, but it's all right here. So they're not stooping over your raw water pump, you know, circulation pumps right here. You can take the back off, replace your impeller, or unbolt it here and take the whole thing off. It's really neat. This component here that I have my hand on, this is what we've been doing on our Hampton since 2004 and the Endurances. This is a bilge pump. So this is tied in to the engines. So if you ever put a hole in this hull, which would be difficult to do, but if you did, you could use the engines as bilge pumps. So you open this up, and you can open it up a little or a lot. So you can turn these valves on, open this up, and the engines will start drawing the water out of the bilge. So a cool safety feature, right? Because the engines do circulate a lot of water in and out to keep all the components cool. But again, just another little safety feature. The boat is also stabilized. I'm going to trade you places, and if you go to the front and if you pan out port and starboard, you'll see the tops of the stabilizing system. These are Westmart, WaveSmart 5000 system, so great stabilizing system on the boat. And we size the fins so that they're very effective at 8 knots, 9 knots, right? So you put larger fins on, so they're very active. But most people are cruising 10 knots, and you really need 9-foot square fins. So in all of our boats, whether it's Northwest, it's Hampton, it's Endurance, it's Regency, all the boats we're involved with, we upscale the size of the fins. So when you're cruising at slower speeds, you have 95% roll activation. Right? So if you're doing this, it'll take out 95% of the roll. And it takes about a 1/4 knot of top speed off your boat, but most people are not trying to show their friends how much fuel you can consume at wide open throttle. So anyhow, that's the engine room in the Northwest 55.
Exceptional.
And that's the vessel. If you have any questions about the Northwest 55, we have a website, northwestyachts.com, seattleyachts.com, or just reach out to one of your favorite brokers around the U.S. So thank you for letting me do this unprofessional tour.
Well, your unprofessional tours are always exceptional, Martin, and we can't thank you enough. We're going to have links to your contact info, links to more information in the description. Absolutely incredibly impressive boat. And
it is a great boat. It really is. But you have to get aboard it to really get a feel for the quality it was put into this.
You do, or you just have to watch the video again. But no, we can't. We can't thank you enough. We will definitely see you in the next video. Appreciate it.
Great.
All right.
Thank you very much.